Hi everybody, it's Reading Workshop from my basement. So let's get started. When we do writing workshop and we get to the end of a book that we're writing, we don't just go, done. We check it up, we do a checklist, we do everything that we can to try to make our writing better. And readers do the same thing. They try to get their reading better by using a checklist. So I wanted to just share with you a checklist that we can use to try to make our reading better. Take a look. So today I want to teach you that readers who are in charge have big plans for their reading. They think, what do I do a lot? What can I do even more? Then they make a plan on how to be the best they can be. So let's look at some of these things we can do. Here is a chart, tools for solving and checking hard words. So if I back up and kind of look at it all together, you see that there's a lot of information on here. And some of it we've already done in school. I actually printed out new little Post-it things. And then the ones that I couldn't find Post-its for, I just printed. So the first thing that we see on our chart, it says try something. Try something. And then we go across to where it says check it. So let's start here. Try something. Think about what's happening in your story. One way you can think about what's happening, you can check the picture. And then when you check it, you ask yourself, does that make sense? Remember those words from the other day? Does that make sense? Always ask yourself when you do your reading, does that make sense? Let's move down. Think what kind of word would fit. Get a running start. And when you do it, you ask yourself this question. Does that sound right? So what word would fit? Does that sound right? So when you read, you think about what word might fit. And I hear you all do this often. But think to yourself, does that make sense? Does it sound right? Then, remember, don't forget to try words many ways. Usually when we do that, we're talking about vowels. Because vowels, what? Vowels can be tricky. That's right. And so we may have to try them different ways. And then the other thing you need to maybe do is do a slow check. Read the word slowly. Read it part by part. Fan, task, tick. Fantastic. And then remember to crash the parts together. Also, make sure you check if it's a snap word. Is it a word you know in a snap? A red word or a word you've seen so many times, you know it in a snap. Use a word you know. So if you see a word like this and you see the AKE, you know the word make, so you can think about what some of these words sound like. And the last question you ask yourself, does that look right? Those are the three big checking questions when you edit your reading. Does that make sense? Does that sound right? Does that look right? Those are the questions you ask yourself. And these are the ways you can get to those questions and answer those questions. These are the strategies, the tools that you can try when you're doing your reading. And when you do try all of these tools, ask yourself the questions. Does that make sense? Does that sound right? Does that look right? What one of these do you do a lot? Do you check the picture a lot? Do you try it many ways a lot? What one of these can you do more? What can you do more of to help you solve the tricky words? That is my question for you today. What can you do more? What one of these strategies can you try more often to help you be a stronger reader? Think about it. Happy reading.